Gnome blessings to you all, my dear Gnomian family and seekers of truth. Today, I invite you to join me in a journey that takes us back to the ancient forests of Scandinavia, the wind-swept shores of the North Atlantic, and the sacred groves where gods and mortals once walked together. Today, we delve into the rich and profound world of Norse paganism, a spiritual tradition that echoes with the wisdom of the ancients and the mysteries of the cosmos. As your Gnomian elder, I often reflect on the many ways our spiritual journeys intertwine. Each of us walks a unique path, guided by our experiences, values, and connections to the divine, yet there are threads that bind us, shared truths that transcend time and space. Norse paganism is one such thread, a tradition rooted in nature, reverence, and resilience, much like the principles of the Church of Gnome. Before we dive in, let me ask you, have you ever felt the pull of an ancient wind, whispering secrets of forgotten times? Have you looked at the world tree, perhaps in the form of a mighty oak or pine, and imagined its roots stretching into the depths of the earth, its branches touching the stars? Have you ever seen a raven soaring overhead and wondered if it carried a message from the divine? These are moments that awaken something deep within us, a yearning to connect with the sacred, to understand the mysteries of life, death, and the universe. Norse paganism offers a framework for exploring these traditions, weaving together myth, ritual, and everyday practice into meaning. Today, we'll uncover the heart of this tradition, not as outsiders peering in, but as seekers finding resonance and inspiration from its teachings. Now, I know some of you today may already walk the path of Norse paganism. Others may be curious about what it entails or simply eager to learn something new. Wherever you stand, know that you are welcome here. The Church of Gnome is a place where all paths are honored, where a diversity of thought and belief enriches our shared journey. Norse paganism, with its reverence for nature, its celebration of individuality, and its emphasis on growth and connection, aligns beautifully with the Gnomian principles. Together, we'll explore these connections, uncovering the way our traditions speak to one another and the core of what it means to be human. This isn't just a discussion of myths and rituals, it's an exploration of the soul. Norse paganism invites us to see the gods not as distant beings, but as forces interwoven with the fabric of existence. Odin's relentless quest for wisdom, Thor's unyielding strength in the face of chaos, Freyja's embrace of love and transformation, these are archetypes that teach us about ourselves and our place in the world. In this episode, we'll journey through the heart of Norse paganism, starting with its foundational beliefs and moving into the sacred myths that illuminate its wisdom. We'll discuss how to recognize signs from the gods, explore ways to connect with the divine through prayer and ritual, and uncover the parallels between Norse spirituality and the teachings of the Church of Gnome. Finally, we'll reflect on what it means to embrace these teachings in our modern lives. Whether you're a Norse pagan, a Gnomian, or simply a seeker of truth and connection, together we'll find ways to integrate these timeless principles into our daily practices, nurturing both our spirits and the world around us. And don't forget that these Gnome Talks are available on all podcast platforms, and video versions are on YouTube and at churchofgnome.org, where I encourage you all to join our growing community that has already reached 20 countries. Frickin' crazy. 2024 was a nuts first year. 2025 is about to be off the chain. And one last side note, if you're looking on video, look at these frickin' dope gnomes that I make. You can get them at churchofgnome.org. Hell yeah, dudes. All right. Grab your favorite mug of tea or mead, Find a cozy spot and let's embark on this sacred journey together. Whether you're here to deepen your understanding, to explore something new, or simply to feel connected to a greater community, this is your space, our space, to learn, reflect, and grow. And as we begin, let me offer you this Gnomian proverb. A gnome may be small, but even the smallest being can hold the wisdom of the gods. May our time together today be a fertile ground for that growth. Let's begin. My dear Gnomians, let us begin this section by grounding ourselves in a truth that resonates deeply with both Norse paganism and the teachings of the Church of Gnome. Nature is sacred. It is not merely a backdrop to our lives, but a living, breathing entity, rich with spirit and interconnectedness. For the Norse pagans, this reverence for nature is not just a belief, it is a way of life, woven into every story, every ritual, and every act of daily living. At the heart of Norse paganism lies an animistic worldview, a perspective that sees the natural world as alive, conscious, and imbued with spirit. This means that every mountain, river, tree, and stone has an essence, a unique energy or spirit that connects it to the greater web of existence. These spirits, known as the Vatir, are the guardians and caretakers of the natural world, deserving of our respect and care. Among these spirits are the land Vatir, or land spirits, who dwell in the earth, forests, and fields. These beings are deeply tied to the health and the vitality of the land. For the Norse people, building relationship with the land Vatir was essential, whether by leaving offerings at sacred places, performing rituals to honor their presence, or simply tending to the land with care and gratitude. To anger or neglect the land Vatir was to invite misfortune, while living in harmony with them brought blessings and balance. The Norse pagan reverence for nature also manifests in their sacred spaces, particularly the groves, springs, and other natural sites where rituals and ceremonies took place. Unlike the grand temples of other traditions, Norse sacred sites were often humble, blending seamlessly into the landscape. A circle of ancient trees, a bubbling spring, or a rocky outcrop could serve as a ve, a sacred enclosure where the divine and the earthly met. And before we keep going, I know I'm probably butchering some of these words, right? I might have a Norse and Danish ancestry, but I sure as hell don't know these languages, so be patient with me for those of you that are deeper into the Norse pagan world. So these spaces were more than physical locations. They were portals to the divine. To step into a sacred grove was to step into a realm where the gods, ancestors, and spirits could be felt most strongly. Rituals performed in these places often involved offerings, food, drink, crafted items, given to honor the spirits of the land and the gods who presided over them. This animistic reverence for nature is a theme that resonates deeply with the Gnomian principles, particularly our commitment to harmony with nature and gratitude for its gifts. As Gnomians, we understand that the earth is not something to be exploited, but a partner in our journey, a living, breathing entity that sustains us and deserves our care. Think of the land Vatir as the gnomes of Norse paganism, protectors of the land, unseen but deeply felt, working tirelessly to maintain balance and ensure that flourishing of life. By honoring them, we honor the same values that we hold dear in the Church of Gnome: stewardship, gratitude, and interconnectedness. Whether you're a Norse pagan or a Gnomian, or simply someone who feels a connection to the natural world, there are many ways to bring this reverence into your daily life. Here are some practices inspired by Norse tradition and Gnomian wisdom. Leave offerings. Just as the Norse would leave offerings for the land Vatir, consider leaving small gifts for nature. This could be as simple as scattering seeds for birds or leaving some sort of biodegradable token at the base of a tree. Create sacred spaces. Identify a place in nature that feels special to you. A quiet grove, a garden, or even a small corner of a park. Treat it as a sacred space where you can reflect, meditate, or perform simple rituals of gratitude. Tend to the earth. Show your respect to the land Vatir by caring for the land. Plant trees, clean up litter, cultivate a garden. Every act of care is a gesture of reverence. Listen to nature. Spend time in silence, simply observing and listening to the natural world around you. Notice the sounds of the birds, the rustle of the leaves, or the flow of water. Let nature teach you its rhythms and wisdom. Let me leave you with another Gnomian proverb. The earth speaks in whispers to those who pause to listen. May we all take the time to hear those whispers, to honor the spirits of the land, and to walk in harmony with the natural world, for in doing so, we not only connect with the sacred, but also nurture the roots of our own souls. So now that we've grounded ourselves in the Norse reverence for nature, let's turn our gaze to the divine, the Norse pantheon. This is a realm brimming with gods and goddesses, each embodying unique aspects of life, nature, and the cosmos. While many are familiar with the more prominent figures like Odin, Thor, Freyja, the Norse pantheon is as diverse as it is fascinating. It includes a host of lesser-known deities and beings that, in their essence, may even remind us of gnomes. So let's start with the well-known figures. At the head of the pantheon is Odin, the All-Father, a god of wisdom, magic, poetry, war. Odin is a seeker of knowledge, always willing to sacrifice for greater understanding, whether it's his eye at Mimir's well or hanging for 9 nights on Yggdrasil to gain the runes. For those who pursue spiritual growth and personal insight, Odin stands as a powerful guide. Then there's Thor, the protector of Midgard and its people, wielding his mighty hammer Mjolnir. Thor is a symbol of strength, courage, and resilience. His battles with the giants remind us that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, standing firm can lead to triumph. Freyja, the goddess of love, fertility, and magic, is as fierce as she is enchanting, a practitioner of seidhr, who knows how the hell I'm saying that, a form of Norse magic. Freyja teaches us about the power of transformation and the importance of embracing all aspects of life, joyful and sorrowful. Her twin brother Freyr, associated with fertility, prosperity, and peace, represents the nurturing power of nature, ensuring the earth's abundance and balance. Now let's shine a light on some of the lesser-known figures, those who often linger in the shadows but whose stories and qualities are no less profound. Vor, a goddess of wisdom and careful observation. Vor is said to know all secrets. She encourages us to remain curious and to seek the hidden truths in our lives, a quality that resonates deeply with the Gnomian principle of openness to mystery. Gefun, a goddess of agriculture and fertility. Gefun is credited with plowing the land of Zealand and Denmark. Her story reminds us of the transformative power of hard work and the sacred bond between people and the earth. The Eir, known as a goddess or Valkyrie associated with healing. Eir's presence speaks to the Norse reverence for health and well-being. She invites us to care for ourselves and others, aligning with the Gnomian principle of promoting harmony and well-being. Among the pantheon of mythological beings, we find spirits that bear striking similarities to the archetype of gnome. You know I gotta throw that in there. The Vergar, or dwarves, They are master craftsmen responsible for forging incredible treasures like Thor's hammer and Freyja's necklace. They live in underground realms embodying craftsmanship, connection to the earth, and a mystical quality that resonates with the Gnomian ideal of harmony with nature and creativity. And then the Landvetter, as discussed earlier, these spirits of the land are protectors and caretakers, much like the gnomes who watch over gardens and forests in many cultural traditions. And the hold folk, or hidden people, are supernatural beings in Scandinavian folklore who live in nature, unseen by most, but deeply connected to the land. Their secretive and protective nature mirrors the gnomes' roles as guardians of the natural world. The Norse pantheon and its wide array of deities and spirits resonates deeply with the values and principles of the Church of Gnome. Like the gods, the Church emphasizes personal growth, harmony with nature, and a deep connection to the mysteries of existence. Whether it's through Odin's pursuit of wisdom, Freyja's magic and love, or the craftsmanship of the Vegar, these stories inspire us to embrace our own unique paths that cultivate the qualities that align with our spiritual journey. As we reflect on these divine figures, let's remember this: to honor the earth is to honor the life it holds. May we see these deities not just as distant gods, but reflections of our own potential to grow, create, and protect the world that we hold sacred. Let us share their stories as guides, their virtues as aspirations, and their flaws as reminders of our shared humanity. In Norse mythology, stories are not merely tales of gods. They are profound reflections of human experience, cosmic truths, and the intricate web of relationships between all things. These myths serve as guides, providing wisdom for how to live, how to endure, and how to find meaning in the chaos of life. The Norse creation myth begins with Ginapop. What the fuck did I just say? Ginagap. Ginnungapap, that word. A primordial void where fire and ice meet to birth Ymir, the first being. From Ymir's body, the gods created the world, and from his blood, the seas. This myth speaks to the transformative power of sacrifice, how destruction can lead to creation. It teaches us that all life is interconnected, formed from the same sacred essence. The world tree, Yggdrasil, stands as a central pillar in the cosmos, connecting the 9 realms. Its roots reach deep into mystery, and its branches touch the heavens. Yggdrasil reminds us of the interconnectedness of life and the need for balance. Like the world tree, our lives must draw from deep roots to thrive and connect with something greater. A gnome's garden may seem small, but its roots touch the stars. We also have Loki, the trickster, who embodies chaos and disruption. While often causing mischief, his actions lead to transformative events that shape the fate of gods and mortals alike. Loki's tales remind us that chaos, while uncomfortable, often drive necessary change. It challenges stagnation and forces growth. Consider the myth of Loki stealing the golden hair of Sif, Thor's wife. Though his actions caused distress, they also led to the creation of wondrous artifacts, including Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. Loki teaches us that even in times of upheaval, opportunities for creation and growth arise. For the wind that topples a flower also spreads its seeds. Odin, the All-Father, is a seeker of knowledge and a god of sacrifice. He willingly gave an eye for the wisdom of the well of Mimir and hung himself from Yggdrasil for 9 days to be able to gain the runes. These myths emphasize the value of knowledge and the lengths one must go to attain true understanding. Odin's example encourages us to embrace sacrifice in pursuit of growth and to see challenges as opportunities to gain insight. His wisdom-seeking nature aligns with the Gnomian principle of openness to mystery, reminding us that life's deepest truths often lie beyond the surface. To find the treasure of knowledge, one must walk through the shadows. Thor, with his hammer Mjolnir, is the protector of gods and mortals. His myths often involve battles against the chaotic forces of giants, demonstrating the importance of courage and responsibility. Thor's willingness to confront danger head-on teaches us to stand strong for what matters, even when the odds seem impossible. The story of Thor's journey to Jotunheim, where he encounters illusions that test his strength and wit, remind us that the challenges often hold deeper lessons. What appears as failure can be a test of resilience and ingenuity. A gnome's hammer may be small, but it builds walls that endure the storm. Freyja, goddess of love, beauty, and magic, represents the transformative power of emotion and connection. She is a master of seidhr, a type of Norse magic, and her myths often explore themes of longing, sacrifice, and the strength found in vulnerability. The story of Freyja weeping golden tears for her lost husband, Odin, teaches us that love's power lies not in avoiding loss, but embracing the beauty of connection. Even when it brings pain, Freyja's connection to nature and fertility also reflects the cycles of life and renewal. A tear shed for love waters the seeds of tomorrow's garden. Baldr, the shining god of purity and light, is a symbol of hope and renewal. His tragic death caused by Loki's schemes sets the stage for Ragnarok and the eventual rebirth of the world. Baldr's story reminds us of the fragility and beauty and the inevitability of change. It encourages us to cherish the light in ourselves and find hope even in loss. The myth of Baldr's return after Ragnarok signifies that even in destruction, there is rebirth, a theme deeply resonant with the cycles of nature. When the sun sets, the stars guide the way. These sacred myths are more than stories, they are reflections of universal truths. They guide us in understanding ourselves, our relationships, and our place in the cosmos. By engaging deeply with these tales, we can uncover lessons that resonate in our lives today, lessons of courage, curiosity, sacrifice, and love. As Gnomians, let us honor these myths and the wisdom they hold, finding inspiration in the stories of gods and guardians alike, for in every tale there lies a seed of truth waiting to take root in our hearts. As we journey deeper into the spiritual landscape of Norse paganism, one of the most profound and personal aspects of this path comes into view: the art of interpreting signs from the gods. The Norse pantheon is rich with symbols, omens, and subtle whispers that connect the divine to the earthly, the eternal to the fleeting. For many, these signs are a cornerstone of their spiritual practice, a way to feel the presence of the gods in their daily lives. But how do we recognize these signs? How do we discern a message from Odin, Thor, or Freyja amidst the noise of modern life? And perhaps most importantly, how can we cultivate a sense of trust in the guidance we receive? Let's explore these questions, delving into the sacred symbols, personal omens, and practices that help us tune into the voices of the divine. After all, interpreting signs is not just about understanding the gods, it's about deepening our connection to the universe and ourselves. In Norse paganism, nature is alive with meaning. The gods are believed to speak through the natural world, offering guidance and wisdom to those who know how to listen. Consider Odin's ravens, Hugin and Munin. Hugin for thought and Munin for memory. When ravens appear unexpectedly, especially in pairs, many see it as a sign of Odin's watchful presence. Are they encouraging you to reflect on your past memories or focus on a present challenge? Their flight may remind you to balance these aspects of yourself. A raven's shadow passes swift, yet its wisdom lingers long. A sudden thunderstorm can feel like Thor's hammer crashing through the heavens, a powerful reminder of his role as a protector and bringer of strength. Storms are often seen as calls of action, nudging you to confront challenges with courage and tenacity. When the skies roar, the warrior within awakens. Freyja, known for her chariot pulled by cats, is often associated with feline energy. A chance encounter with a cat, especially one acting unusually, might be seen as a sign of Freyja's grace, magic, or a reminder to embrace your inner strength and sensuality. The Landvetir, or land spirits, are guardians of the natural world. Finding unusual patterns in the earth, stones, or trees, like a perfectly symmetrical leaf that seems to call to you, can signify their presence. These moments remind us to honor the land we walk upon. Beyond the natural world, the gods often communicate deeply in personal ways tailored to the individual. Dreams are a timeless medium for divine messages. A vivid dream featuring a deity, symbol, or reoccurring theme can hold layers of meaning. They can encourage you to take a leap of faith or confront a difficult truth. You might want to even keep a dream journal by your bed. Write down some dreams as soon as you wake, capturing the details and emotions, and over time, patterns might emerge that reveal deeper meanings to yourself. And then there's the runes, the ancient alphabet of the Norse, which are not just letters but symbols of cosmic power. Casting runes can provide clarity on a situation, reveal hidden truths, or offer advice. Each rune carries its own unique energy, just like my hand covered in bind runes that I made, all of which have all sorts of different meanings. If you're on video, you can see that each tattoo is a combination of runes. Sometimes the gods communicate through subtle feelings, an inexplicable pull toward a certain place, an idea that keeps resurfacing, or a gut instinct that feels undeniably right. These nudges often require us to trust our inner knowledge, even when logic says otherwise. Interpreting the signs is both an art and a practice. It requires patience, openness, and a willingness to embrace mystery. Here are some ways, practical ways, to deepen your discernment. Documenting your experiences is a powerful way to recognize patterns and gain clarity. Record your dreams, unusual encounters, emotions, any other intuitive nudges. Over time, this journal becomes a map of your spiritual journey, helping you to connect the dots within yourself. Or when a symbol or sign appears, take time to meditate on its meaning. Sit quietly, visualize the symbol, and ask yourself what emotions it evokes, what memories or thoughts arise. This can help bring you some clarity. And it's easy to fall into the trap of overthinking, trying to rationalize every detail. While reflection is important, true discernment often comes from trusting your intuition. Remember, the gods communicate in ways that are personal and unique to you. The gods speak in whispers, and the heart must learn to listen. If a sign feels too complex or unclear, don't hesitate to seek guidance. Fellow practitioners, mentors, or trusted friends can offer fresh perspectives and insights. The gods are always speaking, my dear Gnomians, but it's up to us to listen. Through nature, dreams, runes, and intuition, they weave messages of guidance, support, and love into our lives. Interpreting these signs is not about finding certainty, but about embracing the journey of discovery. As we walk this path together, we must remain open to the whispers of the divine, honoring the signs we receive and trusting their wisdom. For in every raven's flight, every storm's roar, and every quiet nudge, there lies a thread connecting us to the gods and the mysteries of the cosmos. Rituals and practice are the heartbeat of Norse paganism, offering ways to connect with the gods, spirits, ancestors, and even the very fabric of nature itself. These sacred acts are deeply personal and imbued with intention, serving as bridges between the seen and unseen realms. Let's explore these practices of blóts, sumbels, and seidhr, as well as the art of prayer in this spiritual tradition. Blóts are among the most well-known rituals in Norse paganism, yet their beauty lies in their simplicity and their sincerity. The term blót stems from the Old Norse word meaning sacrifice or offering, and at its core, a blót is an act of giving, a gesture of reciprocity between the worshipper and the divine. A blót can be as an elaborate or as simple as the practitioner desires. It might involve a feast prepared in honor of the gods, the pouring of mead onto the earth as an offering, or a heartfelt prayer spoken under the open sky. The key to a meaningful blót is sincerity. The gods and spirits value the intent behind the offering more than its material value. Offerings often include mead, ale, bread, items symbolic of the deity being honored. For instance, honey might be offered to Freyja and apples to Idun. You can also offer acts of service, such as planting a tree in honor of the Landvetter. You can create a sacred space, choosing a quiet, natural setting if possible, a forest clearing by a river in your garden. Alternatively, create a sacred space within your home with candles, runes, statues of the gods. And if you don't have any of that, that's okay too. You can invoke the divine by speaking an invocation to the deity or spirits you are honoring. You can make the offering, present your gift, pouring the mead into the earth, lighting a candle, or simply holding your hands out in reverence. Speak from the heart, share your gratitude, hopes, or intentions, and let your words flow naturally. An offering is not measured by its size, but by the depth of the heart that gives it. If blóts are about the individual's connection to the divine, sumbels are about building a communal bond with the gods and each other. A sumbel is a ceremonial gathering where participants share toasts, stories, and oaths. Sumbels are often held during festivals or special occasions and center around the passing of a horn filled with mead or ale. Each participant takes their turn to speak, offering a toast to the gods, ancestors, or personal heroes, sharing a story, and making a sacred vow. Not necessarily standard, a way that some sumbels are structured is there's a first round of honoring to the gods, a toast to Odin for wisdom, Thor for protection, or Freyja for abundance. A second round to remember the ancestors, share a story about a loved one or an ancient hero who inspires you. And a third round of speaking from the heart, making a personal oath or share a hope for the future. The words spoken during a sumbel carry weight. They are not merely conversation, but sacred declarations. Be mindful of your oaths. Breaking a sumbel vow is seen as dishonoring not only yourself, but the divine forces that witnessed it. Words spoken with mead in hand are promises etched in air. Seidhr, the Norse shamanic tradition, offers a way to connect with other realms, seek guidance, and communicate with spirits or deities. It is both an ancient and deeply personal practice. Seidhr involves altered states of consciousness, often achieved through meditation, chanting, rhythmic drumming, maybe even some other alternative ways. Practitioners might journey to the 9 realms, commune with the spirits, or seek answers to pressing questions. Here's kind of a beginner's guide. Set your intentions. Before beginning, clearly state your purpose. Are you seeking guidance, wishing to meet a deity, looking for clarity on an issue? Prepare a space, light candles, burn incense, create an atmosphere conducive to deep focus. Enter the trance, use rhythmic breathing, repetitive drumming, chanting to quiet the mind. and journey with purpose. Visualize yourself entering a sacred space like Yggdrasil, the world tree. Allow the journey to unfold naturally, but stay mindful of your intent. Seidhr can be used to gain insight, heal emotional wounds, or deepen your connection to the gods. Over time, you may find that this practice strengthens your intuition and spiritual awareness. In stillness, the whispers of the gods grow loud. Unlike many religious traditions, prayer in Norse paganism is not about supplication or begging for favor. Instead, it's a dialogue, a way of forming and maintaining a relationship with the gods. Prayer is direct, honest, and often informal. It's less about reciting memorized words and more about speaking from the heart. You can pray anywhere, under the sky, beside a stream, or in the quiet of your home. The gods value authenticity above all else. To create a meaningful prayer, there's many ways to do that, as long as you maintain the intent within yourself. You can keep it simple and address the deity by name and speak clearly about why you're reaching out. You can create the space like we talked about in the past section, but then also importantly, be honest. Be honest with yourself. The gods do not demand eloquence. Speak as you would to a trusted mentor or friend. Share your gratitude, ask for guidance, or simply express what's in your heart. Pairing an offering with a prayer, sometimes people believe that will enhance its power. This could be as simple as leaving a stone at the base of a tree, or as elaborate as preparing a feast in their honor. Engaging with these rituals and practices regularly creates a rhythm in your spiritual life. It's through these acts that you forge a deeper bond with the gods, the land, and your own inner wisdom. The gods walk with those who honor them, not through grandeur, but through the quiet consistency of their devotion. Take your time to explore these practices. There is no right way, and the gods appreciate effort and sincerity over perfection. Through blóts, sumbels, seidhr, and heartfelt prayer, you will find that the divine is not distant, it is ever present, waiting for you to connect. Now we're going to take a new direction and delve into all the beautiful ways that Norse paganism and the Church of Gnome align. Though they arise from different cultural contexts, both traditions share profound respect for the natural world, the interconnectedness of all life, and the pursuit of personal growth and wisdom. In this section, we're going to explore the shared values and show how Norse pagans can find a welcoming space within the Church of Gnome without compromising their own practices. Both Norse paganism and the Church of Gnome place nature at the heart of their spiritual worldview. For Norse pagans, the natural world is alive with spirits, the Landvetter, the Wights, and other entities that dwell in forests, rivers, and mountains. These spirits are guardians of the earth and deserve respect, care, and offerings. Similarly, the Church of Gnome emphasizes living in harmony with nature. We see the world as sacred, where every tree, rock, and stream is imbued with its own essence. Gnomes, as the protectors of earth and folklore, symbolize this deep connection. Both traditions remind us to tread lightly on the earth, to nurture it as it nurtures us. The earth is not ours to own, but ours to honor. Yggdrasil, the world tree in Norse mythology, is a symbol of interconnectedness. Its roots stretch deep into the underworld, and its branches reach the heavens, and its trunk anchors the realm of Midgard. Yggdrasil connects all the 9 realms, illustrating that every action, every being, is part of a greater whole. The Gnomian principles echo this concept of universal unity. We recognize that our lives are entwined not only with other humans, but with animals, plants, and the cosmos itself. Just as Yggdrasil reminds us that no realm exists in isolation, the Church of Gnome teaches that our well-being depends on our relationship with each other and the natural world. A root nourishes the branch, and a branch shades the root. Odin's relentless pursuit of wisdom is one of the most inspiring narratives in Norse mythology. He sacrificed his eye for the ability to see deeper truths and hung from Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights to gain the knowledge of the runes. Odin's story speaks to the value of self-discovery, perseverance, and intuitive self-trust. These themes align beautifully with the Gnomian principle of personal growth. At its core, the Church of Gnome encourages its followers to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. Like Odin, we must sometimes face discomfort and make sacrifices to uncover deeper truths about ourselves and the world. The Church of Gnome also embraces spiritual diversity, recognizing that each individual's path is unique. For Norse pagans, joining the Church of Gnome is not about replacing your current practice. Instead, it's about finding an additional community that shares your reverence for nature, connection, and growth. In the Church of Gnome, you'll find a space that honors your relationship with the Norse gods and celebrates the wisdom you bring. We believe that every spiritual journey enriches the collective, and we welcome Norse pagans with welcome arms. You don't have to leave your horn behind to pick up a gnome hat. Joining the Church of Gnome offers Norse pagans a chance to connect with like-minded individuals. Our community is built on mutual respect, shared laughter, and a commitment to making the world a better place. By participating, you're not just adding your spiritual toolkit, you're joining a movement dedicated to joy, growth, and harmony. The forest is stronger when all its trees grow together. The Gnomian principles align naturally with Norse teachings, creating a bridge between the two traditions. The Gnomian practice of expressing gratitude mirrors the Norse tradition of offerings to the gods and spirits. Like the Norse emphasis on individual honor and bravery, the Church of Gnome celebrates personal autonomy and the courage to walk your own path. The Gnomian principle of universal unity parallels the lessons of Yggdrasil, teaching us that every action has a ripple effect. Norse meditative practices, like said here, align with the Gnomian call to find stillness and connect with the mysteries of the universe. For those who follow Norse paganism, the Church of Gnome offers an opportunity to deepen your practice while engaging with a community that shares your core values. Whether through rituals, storytelling, or acts of kindness, the church complements your journey without asking you to compromise your roots. In both Norse paganism and the Church of Gnome, the gods, the spirits, the earth itself invite us to grow, to connect, and to honor the sacredness of life. By weaving these traditions together, we create a richer, more meaningful path, one that celebrates the best of both worlds. So, my dear Gnomians and honored Norse pagan guests, as we conclude this journey through the world of Norse spirituality and its connection to the Church of Gnome, let us take a moment to reflect on the beauty of what we've shared. Today, we've explored the deep reverence Norse pagans have for nature, the wisdom within their myths, the sacred rituals that connect them to the divine, and how their path aligns harmoniously with the Gnomian way. To those of you who walk the Norse path, know that your traditions and practices are valued and celebrated here. The Church of Gnome is not here to replace or dilute your spiritual journey, but to offer a space where it can flourish alongside others. Whether you're offering to Odin, Freyja, or a Landvettir, or simply finding your own connection to the mysteries of life, you are welcome in our community. Together, we honor diversity, connection, and the sacredness of all paths. The light of one lantern does not diminish another. It only makes the path brighter. So now, as we move forward into 2025, let us carry the lessons of this episode with us. Let us honor the gods, the spirits, and the energies that guide us, while also nurturing the earth that sustains us. Whether you find wisdom in Yggdrasil's branches, in the whispers of gnomes, or in the quiet of your own heart, remember that your journey is sacred. The Church of Gnome is here for you, not as a destination, but as a companion for your path. And our growing Facebook community offers a place to share your stories, wisdom, and encouragement. I invite you to join us there to connect with others who share your love for the sacred, the silly, or the profound. So if you haven't already, you can join us at churchofgnome.org, and from there you can use the email that you joined with to join our Facebook group. We're trying to grow that into a giant global community of diverse spiritual paths and personal beliefs where everyone can learn and grow from one another. And if you really want, we have all sorts of super dope gnomes, always an option to get a dope gnome. So anyways, take time, reflect on your own spiritual journey. If you're on YouTube, comment something about your beliefs. If you're a Norse pagan, let me know if there's any important pieces that you think I should have covered in this, or any parts that you did like. That's such a deep personal belief for many that I know there was no way for me to fully express it, especially being someone who, though for many years myself, I have read into it, looked into it, I respect it. I put countless hours and intention into the runes I have on myself. I have a lot to learn. But that's part of why I started the Church of Gnome. I've always had a really big interest in all sorts of beliefs around the world. In college, I took all the theology classes I could get my hands on. I read all the different books I could on different beliefs, and I'm fascinated by it. So I'm definitely more of the jack of all trades, master of none, except for the Gnomian one, because I made that. So anyways, before we part, let me leave you with a gnome blessing. May the gods guide your steps and the gnomes guard your path. May the land spirits whisper wisdom and the stars inspire wonder. May you find strength in your trials, joy in your journey, and peace in the interconnectedness of all things. Remember, you are never alone. You are part of a greater whole, the sacred, the earthly, the cosmic, and as always, you are welcome to be part of the Church of Gnome. A gnome's path may twist and turn, but it always leads home. Gnome blessings to all, and thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, may your days be filled with light, laughter, and the occasional gnome sighting. Farewell, my dear friends, and may 2025 be a year of growth, connection, and boundless magic.